Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good day everybody, morning vibes, everybody around the world. Welcome to our statistic course. So in this occasions, we are going to talk about experiment and control class data analysis for thesis with SPSS part 2. Okay, so from the previous video, we have already talked about experiment and control class data analysis for thesis with SPSS part 1. Yeah, in part 1, we still remember that we have already discussed research data analysis that include descriptive analysis. Okay, it is already check mark here. And then normality test and also pair sample test because the data distribute normally. So in the first part of experiment and control data analysis for thesis with SPSS, it is purpose to answer the research question number 1, yeah. Is there any influence of the implementations of problem-based learning, yeah? And then here, experiment and control class data analysis for thesis with SPSS, part 2, it is going to answer the second research questions. That is, whether there is significant difference between the implementation of problem-based learning or PBL learning model with the implementations of conventional model. Okay, before we go further, yeah, here we need to do homogeneity test, yeah. Now we are going to understand more about the basic concepts of homogeneity test. Number 1, homogeneity test aims to determine whether a variance of data from two or more groups is homogeneous or heterogeneous. Okay, and then how about number 2? Homogeneous data is one of the requirements, even though this one is not an absolute requirement, in independent sample test. Okay, and here, number 3, in the study, the homogeneity test was used to determine whether the variance of the experimental class, post-test, in this case the implementation of PBL, and control class, in this case conventional model, post-test data, yeah, with homogeneous or not. Okay, so I have already done the analysis using SPSS, yeah, to find out the homogeneity test result. So we have found here that the significance 0.314. Yeah, okay, this will be average, yeah. And from the homogeneity test interpretations, yeah, we can have here that based on the output above, this one, yeah, the significance 0.314, it is known that the significant value based on the mean is 0.314 is more than 0.05. So it means that it can be interpreted that the variance of the experimental class post-test data and control class post-test data is the same or homogeneous. Okay, thus one of the requirements of the independent sample t-test has been fulfilled. Okay, now we go to the practice, yeah. How to do the SPSS analysis. Okay, we go to SPSS analysis practice now. We go to SPSS first, yeah. We have data view and variable view. In data view, we type result. Okay, the name here, yeah. And then the label here, we type English learning outcome. And then from the Excel data here, there is no decimals. Okay, so it means that in SPSS we choose 0 because there is no decimal. Okay, And the second column, we type class. The label we type class also. And as the data we have in Excel, yeah, there is no decimal. So it means that we do not use any decimal here. Just type 0 here. And we go to values. Values, we check again Excel data, yeah. We have here post-test for experiment class, the implementations of PBL, the code here too, yeah. And the code for post-test conventional class, yeah. The code is 4. So that's why for the label or for the value, yeah, we type 2 for post-test experiment class. Okay. So this one we use PBL. And then just click add. And then we type for the code, yeah, for post-test control class for the learning model of conventional. Okay. And then we click add. Yeah. And then okay. We go to data view. We have already got the column result and class. Okay, we move, we copy, yeah, we copy the data experiment class, the implementation of PBL, problem-based learning model, yeah. We copy the 22 scores data from 22 participants. Remember, we copy from the post-test, yeah. And then we paste it in the column result in SPSS. Just paste. And then we go to the class. We go to the class and we copy the code, yeah, for post-test here. 22 participant, 22 code. We back to SPSS and then paste. Okay. And the next, we go to the line of 23, yeah. We go to Excel data. We copy this one, post-test conventional model control class. We paste it here. Okay. And we need to fill the code for control class. Post-test, of course. Yeah, 22 participants, 22 scores. Okay, and then we paste it here. The next we can do homogeneity test. What should we do? We click analyze. And then we click descriptive statistic and we go to explore. Okay, so we have here, just we try to make it back again for you to practice, yeah. English learning outcome result, we move it to dependent list dialog box. And class here, we move it to factor list. Okay, and we go to plots. We click power estimation, yeah, for homogeneity test. And then we click continue. The next we click OK. We are waiting for the result, yeah, the output. We have 3 output here, but just focus on the third output, yeah, test of homogeneity of variance, yeah. So just like the example, the result that I have already done before, the same, yeah, the same as the practice we are doing now. The significance of homogeneity test here, the result 0.314. So it can be interpreted that the data distribution is homogeneous. Because of that one, we can go to independent sample t-test. Okay, from the result of homogeneity test, yeah, we have already got the result that the data distribution is homogeneous. Because the data distribution is homogeneous, okay, this one, the average, yeah, 0.314. It is more than 0.05. So, it can be interpreted that the data distribution is homogeneous. Because of that one, we can go to independent sample t-test. Okay, this one the last step, yeah. We have already given the check mark here, yeah, homogeneity test. It shows that the data distribution is homogeneous. Because of that one, we can go to independent sample t-test, yeah. We can go to independent sample t-test because the data also distribute normally. Okay, we pay attention to the basic concepts of independent sample t-test, yeah. Number one, independent sample t-test is used to determine whether there is a difference in the mean of two unpaired samples, yeah. Unpaired samples from two classes, yeah. We have experiment class, yeah. In this case, the implementations of problem-based learning or PPL learning model, and the other class, yeah, control class here, in this case control class, the implementation of conventional model. Okay. Number two, the main requirements in independent sample t-test is that the data is normally distributed and homogeneous. From the result of the analysis in the videos, yeah, the conclusion obtained are that the data is normally distributed and homogeneous. Okay. The next, yeah, independent sample t-test in the study is to use to answer the research questions, yeah. Is there any difference in student learning outcomes in English subjects, yeah, English subject genre text material between the implementations of problem-based learning PPL model and the conventional model. Okay. To answer the formulations of the problem, an independent sample t-test was conducted on the experimental class post-test data, in this case, the implementation of PPL model, and the control class post-test data, in this case, the conventional model. Okay. Here, the result of independent sample t-test with SPSS, yeah, significance to tell, yeah, 0.000. Okay, still remembers independent sample t-test interpretation, yeah. Based on the output above, yeah, we use the first, yeah, equal variance assumed because the data distributions is homogeneous. So there are two options, yeah, equal variance assumed or equal variance not assumed. We choose equal variance assumed because the data distribute the data distribution is homogeneous, yeah. We choose equal variance assume because the data distribution is homogeneous. So this one, yeah. Significance to tail 0.000. Independent sample t-test interpretations, yeah. If the significance to tail is 0.00, so it means that it is less than 0.05. So it can be interpreted that there is a difference in the average student learning outcomes between the problem-based learning or PBL learning model and the conventional model. Okay, now it's time to practice how to analyze independent sample t-test using SPSS 21. Okay, we have a look at SPSS 21 first. Okay, as usual, it has two views here, data view and variable view. In variable view, in the column name here, we type result. And then for the label, we type English learning outcome. And then for the decimal, because whenever we have a look at the Excel data here, we do not have any decimal, so we type 0 here. Okay, both in the result and also in class. Okay, we type class here in the column name, column number 2 here. And the label, we also type class. So the values, yeah, the class consists of 2, post-test and post-test in experiment class, the implementations of PPL, and post-test in control class, the implementations of conventional model. Okay, we check again here. Post-test, the code 2, post-test for experiment class, and post-test for control class, the code is 4. Okay, so this one will determine what is the value label here. Yeah, we type 3, and then the label here we have post-test experiment class, or the implementations of PPL learning model. We click add. Okay, sorry, not 3 but 2 ya, sorry. Okay, this one change, yeah, 2 here. We type 2, and then this one is the label for post test experiment class, or the implementations of PPL learning model. And we type here for what is for here. This one for the label of post-test control class, the implementation of conventional model. Okay, just add here. And then we click OK. Now we go to data view. We fill in the data of the result here with the post-test of experiment class. We just copy this one, yeah, from the first 88 until 86 from 22 participants. So we copy it and we go to SPSS. We fill it in the first column of result, the first row, and just paste. And then we go to the class here. We go to the Excel data again. We copy the code 2 here, yeah, the code for post-test experiment class, and then we copy. We go again to SPSS, and then we paste it here. Okay. Next, we go to line 23 here. It is filled with the data from Excel file taken from post-test in control class, the implementations of conventional model from 22 participants. Okay, we go to the line 23 here, just paste. And then we go to class. And then we are back to Excel data. We copy the code for post-test control class for conventional model. We copy and we are back to SPSS. We fill it here, the code, yeah, paste here. And then we directly analyze the independent sample t-test, yeah. We click analyze. And then we click compare means and we choose independent samples. English learning outcome here in the dialog box on the left in front of you, yeah. We move it to the dialog box, the test variables on the right, yeah. And then class in the dialog box on the left, we move it to the dialog box of grouping variable. And then define groups. Okay, based on the code, yeah, the code is 2 for post-test experiment class, the implementations of PBL, and the code of 4 for post-test control class, the implementations of conventional model, and just be click. Okay, so the OK icon here is ready active, just click it. We are waiting for the output. Here we have two output, yeah, group statistics and independent sample t-test. Okay, from here, yeah, independent sample test here, the result, yeah. Because the data distribution is homogeneous, we pay attention only on the equal variance assumed. Okay, from this line, we can see here the significant to tail is 0.000. Okay, we can have a look at this one, the result of the output of the analysis of independent sample t-test using SPSS. We have two output. The first is group statistics and the second is independent sample test. Okay, so the result is the same here, yeah, from PDF that I have already done and the new practice that we have already done together here, yeah. English learning outcome equal variance assumes. Why do we choose this one? Because we have already found that the data distribution is homogeneous. So from this line, we can have a look at this one, significant two tails equal variance assumed here. The result is 0.000. Okay, let's go to the interpretations here. Yeah. Independent sample t-test interpretations, yeah, based on the output above here, equal variance assumes here, okay. The value of significance to tails is 0.00. So it means that 0.000 is less than 0.05. So it can be interpreted that there is a difference in the average student learning outcomes between the problem-based learning, yeah, the implementation of PBL learning model and the conventional model. And then we can have a look at the group statistics here, yeah. Post-test experiment class PBL. The mean from the mean here, yeah, it can be seen here that the implementation of post-test or post-test experiment class, in this case the implementations of problem-based learning or PBL learning model, is able to increase the students' achievement, yeah, in English. It can be seen here, yeah. The mean here 86.65 can be compared to the result of post-test control class, the implementation of conventional learning model, yeah, only 78.55. So it can be concluded that PBL learning model, yeah, is able to improve students' English learning outcome. Okay. So we have already got the result, yeah, from the first research questions that is already explored and also explained in the first part of video experiment and control class data SPSS for thesis in SPSS, yeah, and then using descriptive analysis, normality test, and then because the data distribution is normal, so we can go to pair sample t-test, yeah, for answering the first research questions. And in the second video is answering the second questions of research problems, yeah, whether there is a significant difference between the implementations of problem-based learning or PBL learning model and the conventional learning. Okay, we can have a look from the analysis independent sample t-test here, yeah. Equal variance assumed because the data distribution is homogeneous. It is found that the significant value to tail shows that there is significant difference. And then from the descriptive statistics result, yeah, from group statistics here, it can be seen also that the mean of post-test experiment, the implementations of PBL learning model is able to improve students' learning outcome compared to the implementations of conventional model in post-test control class. Okay, so I do hope that you will get more understanding on how to conduct your research, yeah, and how to choose the correct statistic analysis for your data. Okay, thank you very much for your attention. I do hope that this video will give you beneficial knowledge in your research education's progress. Okay, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share if this video is able to give you beneficial knowledge. Thank you very much. See you in the next videos. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.